The lush garden where vibrant flowers swayed gently in the cold breeze of evening, the air filled with the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers, all vanished by the arrival of mafias who stood against the serene backdrop, seeming to draw every single light or wisdom out of the air mercilessly. The ruthless faces carrying aura and day of deep nostalgia marched with grimness, boring the ominous orbs into the beings of every form in lawn. The silence of mafias growing louder with each passing moment, eyes narrowing as they watches the eyes of all behind beholding the lurking frames with terror. Only to fix upon two frail beings whose divine eyes, once filled with radiant and happiness, now seemed pale and drawn, their features etched with the weight of their sorrows, sunken with despair, only to accusing mafias of the pain which they had brought upon their delicate beingness. Yet the prominent faces of brothers remained impassive, moving towards the velvet couches, intaking the powerful luminaires. The low rustle of their suits echoes through the stillness, a reminder of their refined yet authoritative natures set down on the couches with precise movements. The blossoms across seemed to wilt in the face of darkness that had descended upon the lawn. Suffocated by the dreadness, both men crossed their muscled legs with deliberate calmness. Expressions are masked of master classes in control emotions, anxiety gripping everyone else in area. Vast space shrinking, the shadow cast by the flickering candles growing longer and darker. Bang Chen gaze narrowed into slits as he stared at both leaders, his face that once covered with loyalty to these mafia brothers now twisted in fury, his features converted in a snarl as he stood worthily. His anger and resentment simmering with just below the surfaces, glaring at the placidly settled leaders on some distance. Arian Azure hesitantly took tentative steps forward, looking at mafias with revulsion, in tears for a moment before diverting their luminous eyes on Bangchan hopefully. Reaching near Bangchan with soft rustles of their fabrics, they slipped behind the broad shoulders of his, their slender bodies seeming to disappear from view as they hid behind the tall frame, clutching their fists tightly into soft palms. Bangchan's teeth bared in a cool roughness of mafia's calmness. His mouth parted to speak as if the words he is about to utter are nothing for Regals but just some hollow lines. Even single alphabet could be split from his mouth, a thick bullet speared through his skull just in instant second by the men of leaders who stood on distance holding metal structure. The lifeless body fell on the ground with a thud, unveiling the delicate beings once again in the visions of resilience. The faces of girls etched with anguish and shock, emanating fresh tears fell across the fair cheeks like some waterfall. Knees of azure and airy come against the grass surface. Slim hands grasped Bangchan's arms, fingers trembling as they shook the body, pleading for him to wake up. Their hands were like delicate flowers, bruised and battered by the cruel whims of fate, yet still they held on, refusing to let go with desperate urgency, willing him to open his eyes or speak. As the reality of the situation began to sink in, their radiant eyes overflowing with tears, they had been so sure that their cousin brother would save them from the clutches of his ruthlessness, but now as they gaze down at his still form, they realize that they are truly alone at mercy of cruelty. Oblivious that these painful sobs are like daggers that had been thrust into hardened chests of leaders, and soon both massive physiques rise from the couches, begin to walk towards them with cold faces, heavy footsteps echoing through the quietude like a dread knell as they approach Tours. Slowing their pace, they never leaving the tear-stained faces of beloveds, drinking in the sight of frail distress. The heavy thighs of Tahang and Suga sank to their knees, unyielding, lowering themselves to the pathetic beings, humbling themselves in their devotion, losing their heart, calculating glints. Despite the words of men's evident passion, and Eddie and Azure remained unmoved, wrecking their petite frames with sobs continuing to cry painfully in fear and loneliness, eyes red rimmed from tears consumed by deep and abiding sorrow, making the faces of Regals darken and jaws clenching. Without a word, Rugged Brothers reaches out their large, strengthful hands, closing gently around the small breast of girls, making allurings felt like a jolt of terror, eyes lifting upwards to meet the murky gazes. Soon, with a gentle, almost unharmed tug, mafias pulled the lures on their feathery feet. As the allures stood up, they suddenly seemed to realize the true nature of cruel situation. They are trapped, held captive by the leaders who had inspired such tremble in their sensitive hearts, and within few seconds their gorgeous eyes filled with desires to escape from the merciless beasts. With fluid burst of adrenaline, both tries to wrench their slim wrists free from the cage grips of twisting and turning their delicate skins desperately, sobbing loudly for wisdom. Mafias began to walk towards the sleek back Maybach, along with struggling forms in their grips like caged butterflies. Just as leaders prepared to depart, one of their men stepped forward to open the car door for them. He pulled the door wide, revealing the luxurious interior of the vehicle. Petite beings pushed gently by, firmly inside, despite the rough handling they had received by struggling for escape earlier. Once the girls are seated, the other guard closed the door behind them, walking other side, opening the entrance for the leaders who sat inside as well, reaching out to lock the doors. The sound of clicking into place make the younger soups, captivated completely at the plead at their captors. Navigating the Maybach through the roadway of mansion, along convoy of other black vehicles behind, the sound of reviving engines and screeching tires filled the air as the convoy picked up speed, leaving a trail quiver in the outlooker's heart. As evening began to dance, casting dark shadow over the sky, the sound of crunching gravel underneath the feet of approaching men echoed through the stillness of Dread Mansion, growing louder with each passing moment when suddenly the large gate of entrance burst open. Swinging wide on their hinges of the opulent finishing luxurious decoration as all stood aside making way for predominant mafia brothers who were stride inside devouring the distance while entering in the opulent foyer. Incanting hands they held in their of youngers with firm grip, who had been dragged away from their homes into the dark unforgiving world of regals, as if they were staking a claim on their frail beings. Trembling creatures who walked behind them, following their leads fearfully with pale and frightened faces, gazing at the shiny, clean marble. The crystal like tears are falling on the floor, knowing well they are in the dense domain, and that everything within its tainted walls lived and breathed at their mercy. Despite the grips, mafias are actually aware of the fragility of Lure's bones that lay beneath their smooth, soft skins. Resilience seem to be exerting a controlled pressure, a careful balance of firmness and restraint. Lost, they inadvertently cause harm to their beloved. As they moved further into the grand space, both delegates were pulled along behind them near the couches, releasing the grips. There, nestled among the plush grey colored carpets and the unique carved dark wood furnishings, stood two long couches. Brothers slowly pulled the girls toward the seats, making them sit down on the soft fabric layer, their grim yet passionate gazes never leaving their sad faces. The atmosphere in the enormous hall is heavy with tension and stunned silence, scattering each time by hiccups of delicate beings whose minds are racing with fear and uncertainty only. Glorious eyes welled up with uncountable tears, streaming down like rivulets of sorrows. Fragile chests heaving with racked breaths and sobs, the trauma radiating from their faces is palpable, a living, breathing entirety that seems to pulse with a life of its own, while in their contrast both resilient sat on front leather, boring their dangerous gazes into incanting souls. Lines of their faces are impassive and unchanging as they watches the flow of tears like a river. Both are absorbing the distress of beloveds, their own passion locked away behind a mask of grimness and danger, hearing the muffled sobs of Azure and Airy that are asking for some mercy. As Pristine gazes up at the elders, they met with a sight that made their heart quiver with terror, seeing both towards above them, with their tall, imposing frames with angular features as if carved from granite. The lines are hard and unforgiving, etched into skins like scars of battles. Their dark orbs are like two icy spears searching for the hints of comfort, leaving Airy and Azure feeling exposed and defenseless, making them feel like giants, knowing well that the escape is impossible or maybe worse, as they are trapped in the web of shadows with no way out. Both dominants' faces are unmistakable, a clear display of muscular thighs that are stretched on forever underneath the thick rich fabric of their tuxedo pant, placed one leg on another in gesture of relaxed dominance, as they sat there vibrating the air around further with intensity. Their broad shoulders, squared and confident, seemed to stretch across the width of couch, their broad backs a wall of muscle and strength pressed against the rich leather in a decent mannerism, creating the fabric beneath weight, molding to the contours of their physiques. The sobs of fragiles echoing through the grand hall when a new sound of a maid's heels on marble signaled her arrival. Dressed in a uniform, stood near the carpet, casting her eyes downwards in a silent bold respect towards the masters with neutrality, face, and seriousness. Vigor Mans already sensed the presence of her, but did not bother to pass even a single note in response when before them sat unreal buttes who are the worthiest scenery of their life hardships. Heart-wrenching sounds of crying seemed to reverberate off the marble and chandeliers. You should take your departure without any excuse that would only provide benefit to your entirety. The ghostly silence of all broke. The hourglass is empty, further resistance will only lead to severe regret. Hoarse voices of both mafia leaders echo predominantly. Soon luring sobs began to subside, their lacy eyes red-rimmed and tear-stained now, slowly diverted towards the merciless creatures, making gorgeous yet pale faces of girls comforted in a mixture of fear and revulsion, staring into the ominous eyes of their tormentors. No one from both moved even a bit of inch, while Maid still standing there waiting for any response or movement towards her flickering her eyes towards the sad beings and then back to the brothers. The silence was oppressive, punctured only by the sound of the lure's ragged breaths. Both regals signed slowly at the disobedience of billiards before they cleared out black metallic structures from the courts, placing on the near table before at the center in a capturing way that shrink the sensitive cardiacs of deerings who pressed their lips together to not broke again. Seeing the metallic structures, a wave of trauma and agony washed over them, sending their hearts racing and bodies trembling, realizing the true extent of power and control of their captors. Both fragiles hope for their well-being and safety, not their own but of each other daringly. Both seem to be paralyzed with terror, unable to move or speak as the sound of their own heart pounding in their fiery chest and brother seems to be severing the movement with cold gazes, while the men in black suits waiting for signal or cue to move forward for the disobedience. As the beloved sobs grew louder and more desperate, the mafias finally spoke, their voices low and menacing, sending waves of much worse. Their words dripping with malice like venom provide only thought to girls that their only hope to live is to submit to their demands and orders. Any further delay will only cause unnecessary distress. Resistance is futile. Cooperate with the maid to keep your core away from harm. Delay will worsen the outcome. Submit to the maid's guidance to shield yourself from adversity. Hesitation will only hinder your bigness. The words of elders hung in the air before their last silence of their patience, making clear to the frail beings who gaze up at two resilients with wet lashes before looking at the dangerous silhouettes placed over the shiny table before taking tentative movements to unfold sweetie palms. Their acts are slow and hesitant, as if they are being drawn towards some unknown fate who stood waiting for them. The maid's entirety seemed to be a beacon, drawing the lures towards her with frightening expressions that are torn between desires to escape and fear of the consequences. The only sound in oppressive quietness are the soft rustle of silk outfits draped gorgeously in lacy frames, the maid waiting for both to reach her and surrender to the fate, and by accepting the unknown that lay ahead by following the lady in near uniform, quietly casting their lids downwards. The crying sounds they made was the occasional silent sobs, or shifted hiccups that they could not quite contain, trying to avoid any misstep that might provoke their captors. The maid led them through the hall, footsteps echoing off the black tiles as she navigated the twisting corridors. As they walk behind her, Incanting's minds are racing with thoughts of freedom, but deep down in each nerve they know this is a distant dream. For now, both are trapped, forced to follow the words and submit to mafia. Soon the maid pauses in front of a large ornate door. As the maid opened the door, both Petite stepped through the threshold, their wet blushes blink subtly before unveiling the glossy eyes again, only to see long stairs leading up to the next floor, disappearing from the Regal's line of sight, vanishing into the unknown darkness of mansion. Soon the door at the top of the stairs closed behind after the entrance of fragile girls with a low but trembling sound of its heaviness and builtness. The demonic silence which is disturbed amidst the emotionless boundaries of the dark empire built by the monarch brothers stays utterly loud than any possible noise. This gratitude that seems terrifying for the normal ears is ornament to the black walls. The enormous ambience held the auras of the beast-alike brothers. The wide aisle along the staircase soon became a refuge for the gentle fragrance. The limousine seems to slowly crowd the space when the peak of slender feet in the hold of silvery sandals consumed the scenario. The owners of those beaming steps appears to be generous to provide such an admirable picture of muse. The attentive ears of the mafias absorbed the frail noises fluently echoing inside the ringing danger. The ominous gazes of the masculines purged towards the stair steps with the intention to passionately devour the embellished individuals who frequently stores their black cardiacs. The delicate beings took every step with the weight of sorrows grinding in their collarbones. Their steps are heaved with yet numbed, seizing after descents made held weight of long tails because even the light volume fabric of dresses seems to be a burden which is not possible for the fragile females to carry by themselves. The lash lines of daylight falls are damp with the moist. The plush-alike cheeks are tinted in the natural shade of redness due to the hotness of streaming tears which are crawling downwards, dying out on the soft edge of quivering pears. The quivers are highlighting the terror which enveloped little entities furiously. The downy hands weakly grasp the cold metal, readying to receive some source of support when the reddened cloths of Beng Chen flash before their eyes. Lilac pink knuckles turned white with horror, their snowy hands slowly begin to shiver, as if the fear coursing through their veins has turned their bones to ice. Distinct step creaks beneath their hesitant feet.
The vulnerable fingers trembled further, threatening to release their grip on the railing at any moment. Realizing the presence of mafias near their beingness, they acknowledged that their wholeness would be handed in holds of the monster standing before the staircase. The imposed figures clad in tailored black suits stand sentinel after the last step of stairs. Their broad shoulders and chiseled features exude an immense aura of menace, as if they are carved from the darkness itself. Their onyx orbs, cold and determined, fix intently on their precious belongings, descending downwards. The mafia suits seem molded to their muscular physiques. Every seize, every fold, and every seam appears precision crafted for this particular moment. Their silence is oppressive, heavy with anticipation, while Youngers continues the way down. The mafia's gazes never wavers, as if lion's senses riveted on its prey. The Mafia brothers stood beside shoulder to shoulder, their visions gleamed with a hint of satisfaction, eyeing the buttes. Another victory they consumed by their power, a tradition which is etched in their bloodline's ancient lore. Their actions are a testament to the cruelness that had shaped their family's history. Elias reached bottom of the stairs. A sense of dread washed over them. The grand hallway stretched before them, its opulent tendrils and marble tiles only terrified them. The mafias grew their foreboding footsteps, emerging near lumines with deliberate movements. Still they stole the radiance started their eyes, searching for escape from the contact of prison-like beholds. The large hands extended outward, devouring the petite trembling ones in roughened cradle. Azure and Ares' moist eyes wailed in disguise as they felt filthy to be touched by the hands which are reddened with the flesh of their cousin. A faint whimper escaped their sweet lips as they realized they were trapped at the mercy of these ruthless men for the rest of their breaths. The dark peers traced the fear settled in the souls of divines. The shiver of their paws illustrates the frightful emotions which seems to provide a clench at the dead hearts of regals. There is no justification for your these hands to stay filtered and feared any longer, cause they are currently sitting in the facade they were created for. It is futile to feel fear when you are in my hold, for my grasp upon your fragileness will not bring you a single scratch. You are in your safe refuge now. The cold surface of Mafia's hands fully covered the warm ones in hold. Their deep voices never held empathy, as if devoid of compassion. Their words swept away any lingering hope. They brought no comfort or warmth, only an unrelenting bleakness that seemed to seep into Delicate's beingness, causing them to silently sob. The leaders of Dark Empire increased their haltered stride, making the fragile monsters stumble alongside them till they reached the couch. Covered in the petals, the scared hands of mafias drew divines to settle on the velvety seat. As they do not have the strength to resist the malvados who as well take their seats.